Hi everyone, I'm Paul and I tell you everything you need to know about the artisanplus planning and inventory solution for coffee roasters. Today we are looking into how to use and set up reminders that can notify you of important events such as cleaning your machine or any other kind of interesting event that you might think of. So let's add one. The interface is easy. We add a title and maybe some additional notes. Many reminders will be bound to a certain machine, so we can add it here. We get a list of machine names used in any of our roasts. If we find that we have different names for the same machine, we can check in the artisanscope client, in the roast properties machine setup, that we have the correct name entered and make sure that the default, indicated in gray here, is set correctly. To correct existing roasts, we can use the rename machine dialog where we correct the typo and hit enter. All machine names in the respective roasts will be renamed for us. Okay, now we can define the condition under which the reminder should be triggered. We have a bunch of options. Let's first say we want to clean after every 100 kilogram roasted, starting from last Friday. How do we want to get notified? If you have several users, you can pick some or all here and then choose to get the notification here in the browser, directly in the artisanscope client, or even by email. Emails will be coming from artisan@artisan.plus, so make sure those don't end up as spam. Done! The system gives us an overview of the reminder and also that there are now only 6 kilograms of roasting before it will be triggered. Based on how much we roasted in the past, there's a useful estimate about when this might happen. So let's see what happens if we now do one more roast. We make sure to use that machine, use some coffee and say 12 kilogram. And we directly get this small batch here showing that a reminder needs attention and a little pop-up here giving us the details. We have a couple of options. We can snooze the reminder to notify us tomorrow or at some other date, or dismiss it here, or jump to the reminder entry for more options. Here we can also postpone the notification, delete it or edit it, or mark it as done. Before we do that, let's briefly switch to the artisanscope client, which sends us a desktop notification. We can use it to directly jump to our reminder in the browser. Here we can now say that we have done the task and choose the date we did it. That makes sense because this will generate an item in the completed task section down here. And this can be a good overview and log of important tasks for your machine, which you can also easily filter, export and save. You can also at any time manually add entries here. In the same way, you can also always complete a reminder early, which will reset the condition. To finish, let us briefly look at the other options we have for defining our reminders. Next to the amount roasted, we can choose the duration or simply a number of roasts. We can choose specific date or time intervals such as days, weeks, months, or even a task that occurs every year. If you want to be reminded on every Monday or Wednesday, you add two options. The first condition is day of week Monday. Then you add another condition which will let the reminder also trigger if it is Wednesday. This setup is particularly useful if you want to set a reminder after combinations, such as 20 roasts or 50 hours of roasting, whichever comes first. Finally, you can also use the amount of propane used to remind you of replacing the bottle, if this is what you're using and is measured by your artisan setup. As a last example, we set up a notification whenever we have roasted 20 batches or 120 kilograms. When we close it, we can see all the information about the conditions and who will get notified. But there is so much more we can do on the platform. Stay tuned and look forward to the next videos, where I will talk about how to create reports, plan your roast sessions, and a lot of the other great features of Artisan Plus.